T Beats production.
Draws.
Give it up for Russ Parham!
What's up, what's up, what's up? We back at it again. It's the Russ Parham Show. I'm your man, Russ Parham. Man, I got a dope interview for you today, man. Real shit. Like, this one of the best interviews I think we've done. And I've been waiting for this interview for a while. So today, I have a American-born, Austrian-based comedian, writer, and coach of the Austrian military. Yeah. So we got Miss Samantha Lackner on today. Y'all give it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sam, what's up, man? Well, this is a long time coming, and I'm glad we catching you when we catching you based on the 5th of August, and we'll get into all of that. So first and foremost, what's up? How you doing?
Good. First off, thanks for that warm introduction. You know,
For
you made
sure,
me do
for
a cable
sure.
with that. That was nice. That was a hype
Yo,
up,
for
man.
sure. That's
Appreciate it.
always my aim.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure working with you and seeing you
For sure.
coming up
Thank
to
you.
the open mic, and you got your thing going on. And these podcasts are great. Love the Chris
Absolutely.
Banks one too, and
Yes.
Angela American Haynes. You guys got a really great thing going on. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. I want to get into so much with you because I think your life is like so super interesting.
Oh, thanks.
So, okay, so I told you guys that she's American born but Austrian based.
Yeah.
So she's a comedian. So what I want to know right off the bat, being a comic myself, what is comedy in Austria for an American comic? What's your perspective? Like, where do you come from with your material?
So I would say, first off, comedy like just got to Europe. They just found out about humor. The Austrians and the Germans, they just figured it out.
I can see that.
And they love it. And it's very new out there. So it reminds me of like the 80s kind of. Like Andrew Dice Clay would kill out there. Or like That's What She Said, those jokes kill. And so
Really?
they're hungry for it. They want it. And they have this other thing called a cabaret, which for us is a titty bar. But out there, it's like a comedic performance that's like a monologue for an hour. And so this audience interaction that we have and that we do in America is brand new over there, and they just eat it up.
Really?
And then what I did is for the comedy there, because no one grew up the way you grew up. And so you can't use cultural references and stuff. And so what you have to do is just do really general stuff. So, of course, sex stuff. Everyone gets it.
Okay.
The poop jokes still, too.
Really?
And then kind of just general family dynamic stuff that kind of translates to any culture. And then you and when you're able to work those rooms, I feel like you're set. And I do feel if you can kill it in Arizona, you can definitely kill it out there in Europe for sure.
So
With
how
the talent I've seen out here.
how much? Okay, so I get your topics are broad and everything. I get that, but how much of you just being an American kind of seeps into the material?
Absolutely. So
Like, do they
much.
get it, or is it?
So we're Americans are kind of like the Kardashians to Europeans.
Oh.
Like Americans are Kardashians. Like everyone knows everything about us, but super ashamed at the same time. You know, our asses are
That's
way
true.
too fat.
Yeah.
It's really, and so they know everything about us. And what I did to I just leaned into it out there. Shane Gillis kind of gave me this idea because everyone kind of assumed he was a Trump supporter. So he's like, I'm just going to be Trump then. Just go like that. And I leaned into it because they would love that topic. And I had a show called American Horror Stories, and Austrians and other international people would come, when me and some other Americans, and we would perform, and they would ask us questions. So we do our sets, and then they would ask us questions. They go like, what about police? What about guns and aliens and all of that? And they'll ask about all these topics about America.
So is what they
And I
know
just
from
tell
movies?
them. Oh yeah, exactly. They always like to ask about the red cups. They call them, they're like, yeah, why in every movie there's red cup? On every party, you're in house party with red cups. Why you do this? And you're like, that's a solo cup. And yeah, we do that. I don't know, this is a thing. And they'll have like American themed stuff. and they have beer pong kits and stuff with red Solo cups and.
So all of this is new, things we
Yeah.
just take for granted over there.
Oh.
So they actually love our culture. It's not.
We're still cool.
Yeah, because I'm here in Austria.
Just
I'm
like Kardashian,
"Ugh."
everyone can hate on them, including me, but you got to admit, everyone's talking about them.
This is
They're
true.
setting
This is
trends.
true. Yeah, yeah. You never forget about them.
Yeah.
No matter how disgusted you are with them.
Exactly. No
you
one's
just-
gonna be like, "Ew, I met Kim Kardashian." They're going like, "Girl,
Kim
I
K.
saw
Yes, exactly.
Kim
Because it's
Kardashian,
still
no matter-
a thing.
Yeah.
So being an American still has some cachet there.
It does. It does. And they're just fascinated and have a lot of questions, and then we're very friendly, and then so they feel comfortable asking us. And then it's
Are
kind
we
of nice.
friendly there?
Oh well, compared to them,
Oh yeah, it is.
we're fake friendly though. Like
Yeah, how you
"Hi,
doing?
how are you?"
Yeah.
And then,
They don't get
they'll
it.
Stab you in the QT parking lot. That's
Yeah,
like
good American
yeah.
values.
They're like kind of sour pussed, and then they get drunk, and then you're best friends. But they're kind of hard, have a hard shell. No one smiles to be polite.
Really?
If you know how we're like
That
if
fake
you make
smile,
eye
like if you
contact,
don't speak, you
yeah,
just smile.
They're none of that. They're just us. Yeah. And then they'll stare at you too. They got staring problems in Austria. You do, Austria. You stare
Really?
way too much at people.
Now let
and
me
no
ask
one
you this:
slaps them. That's why.
Is it because? Be honest, Sam. Is it because you blonde, blue-eyed, kind of
You
tall?
know what? Of course.
I mean, is
get
that?
those
Do you
looks.
like have your pick of
But
just everyone?
they just will dissociate while staring.
Really?
My pick of anyone? No. Who wants anyone? You want?
Well, I
cream
mean,
of the crop.
well, not. I mean, do you have? So is those the guys that coming to you? I would think being American.
The guys will come and talk to me, of course, but I do have an energy, I guess, that kind of there's a force field a bit around me. So they'll
Where they
come
don't feel
approach me.
super comfortable,
Yeah.
but just
And then I'm a comedian too, and then guys are like, "Oh, she's gonna roast me and tear me down. Like everyone's gonna know, I
Tried
I
to-
breastfed until I was 10 after hanging out with her. You don't know what I'll tap in on.
so there is still like a little electric fence that they.
Yeah,
That they'll-
a little
they'll
bit, and
protect.
it's cross cultures. I feel. I mean, I've had some issues, but.
Is there rap music there?
Oh yeah, big time.
Old,
They're-
new?
Oh,
Is it
I
like-
will send you some new German rap music
Really?
and Austrian. Yes, and some of it slaps.
What are they talking about? I'm
Oh,
just curious. What is the Austrian?
so I would
rapping
make
about?
fun of them because it's a really safe place. And when I was first there, they you can look it up, Linz, Austria. They even have this graffiti, and it's David Spade. No one knows who that is, and it says Kurt Cobain. And it says a Kurt Cobain quote or something like "burn bright." I don't know, some ridiculous stuff. And so it's funny. I guess it was done as a joke, but then they'll have this graffiti, and I'm like, "Are you guys marking territory out here?" They're like, "Oh no, that's Franz and Hans, and we go on Tuesday and spray paint, and it's fun."
So it's not as if we do it with
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy, you guys. This is
Do you
just
know what
for
this
funsies.
means? Do you ever tell them do you know what this
Oh,
means?
I try to break it down. I try, and then it's weird that I'm coming off all hard from Arizona, teaching them about gang tags, and then there's even a McDonald's in Linz in Austria. And the decor is making it look like a rundown McDonald's in New York, and it has piece of shit. It's fake. This wallpaper that looks like it's ripped down. The tables, they have this plastic thing on it to make it look like it's a worn down table, and then pictures of graffiti on it. It's like an aesthetic.
So they spent money to make their
Yes,
restaurant
to look like a piece
shit.
of shit. And then they go to McDonald's like it's a thing. First off, they give you cutlery. They have a McCafe, and then you get apple pie and real apple pie, cheesecake.
good, though?
It is so good, and the good coffee on a real,
You lying.
No, it's amazing. I was shocked. And then, but their drinks are this size. You pay $3
Why?
for that. I don't know. It's
What,
a
they not
little
that thirsty
bougie out
over there?
The marketing team for McDonald's just knows the hearts of each culture. They do invest in that.
It's big. You know what? And I used to hear this, and I used to always make jokes. So these oversized sodas and stuff, that's really
crazy.
American.
That is
that's
crazy.
not anywhere else.
Oh, I blow-
I think that's what it is.
And
They're
then
like, why do you need this
free
much soda?
refills and all of this that we do? It's insane. Or the fact that a soda is cheaper than a water. That it doesn't roll out there. Groceries are relatively very affordable. and things like that, where like Dasani water is just as much as a Coke, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. Weird stuff they got. Have you been out there to Europe?
No, well, I was in the service. I've been to Germany, Stuttgart before.
Nice. In Stuttgart, really?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you play ball or anything? Because I'll play with those military guys, softball.
No, I just tried to get girls.
Yeah, well...
I'm just being honest.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
I was straight out of Baltimore. I was like, I'm taking advantage.
Let's get these ladies.
Hey.
Did you get to go to Italy?
Yeah. No, I didn't get to go. I was there for like 6 weeks on TDY.
Oh, man, because they
Yeah.
got Aviano. That's so nice. I didn't know that about you. I
Yeah.
saw you served, but I didn't know that you went down there. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was beautiful.
We do our own little American world, so I imagine you didn't get too
Well,
integrated.
not too much, but the things that some of the towns that I did go into, which, again, this is the early 90s. So
Yeah.
even then, there were people that had not physically seen a black person, like in real life.
Yes.
Not like, not on TV, but I mean, like where they could,
Yeah.
and they were, and I'm like, this won't come off. Like this is, but I mean, they were like really like, wow. And they all
So-
think you rich or like you're someone. I'm like, no.
Or famous.
Or famous. They
so
think that,
this
yeah.
is a true story. I'm calling you out. My boyfriend's sister, she's there from Serbia, grew up in
Okay.
Serbia. And the first black person she saw, she asked for his autograph.
I would have given.
She ran up. I think he did.
I
And she
would've-
was like, oh my God. And she comes up and she's like, look what I got. Like, look, I met this black
I
man.
know he went home. He was like, boy, I got white girls ask me for my autograph.
Oh, man.
You heard me.
And she
Yeah.
was so happy and so proud.
Who did she think he was?
I don't. They just kind of vaguely know, maybe with media and all of this, and it's cool. And it's
I'll
kind
match
of,
the picture up. He's one
Oh,
of them.
and I have one friend too who told me, because they're more Russian, right? And she's like, you know, I was alternative. I listened to Nirvana. I was alternative, and I'm like, wow,
So she's
very
progressive.
alternative. Ooh,
So-
but she was. They explained to me like, Sam, this is not funny. Why you laugh? This was not easy to get to Nirvana. She had to work for it. And then really every time I try to like make fun of her, I'd break a glass because they're into witchcraft too. You know, I'm like, sure, she put a hex on me. I'm kidding, but they love all that.
So that shit is really true where they're locked out of
Yeah, big time.
mainstream shit.
And then in the 90s, it was the Yugoslavian war. And because they waited for Tito, the old ruler, to die. And then America kind of went in there and did a little, we kind of divided that a bit. A little infiltrate, a little proper reaction solution stuff in Yugoslavia. And now they're broken up. And now it's more like the Balkans. But during that war, of course, my boyfriend took me on like a NATO bombing tour of Belgrade. He's like, you see this library? You bomb this. You see this church? Americans, you bomb this.
Hold on, time out. Hey, babe, I'm gonna take you sightseeing. See this
That's
church?
it was. He's like,
your
you
country
see
killed a bunch of
this
people
whole-
here.
yeah.
Let's move to the next
And
one.
oh wait, that was Hitler. I'm sorry. Wrong war. They did way better bombing us than Americans. Or they'll be like, you're the second two-time American here. You're the second. The first one we shot from plane up here. I was like, damn, Serbia. I'm sorry. Taking me on like Clinton's greatest hits out there.
That is.
And
that
I
is
didn't-
precious.
And
They
we
like
didn't
it.
even know about this. That's what I was like. I'm like, I am so sorry. Like on behalf.
People don't. If you've never been out of the country, you don't realize who America is outside of our country.
Yeah.
Like how we're perceived.
Oh man.
You think it's one, but it's.
Trump though did wonders with the relationships between like Eastern Europe, Russia, and Americans with just how we feel about each other. Because what Trump would be like, I'm going to run this like a business. Like he'll say things too, like in the war, I don't want anyone to die. I want us to make money. I think we can, he says stuff like that, and then they really enjoy that. And so it's interesting because like I have my critique. To me, Republican, Democrat, right nut, left nut, still a dick.
Yes.
I'm not trying to take a side here, but with Trump, he did something there where now I know that I was a bit more welcome there than I would have been before. And so that was interesting because I was told that a lot in Belgrade, or there will be different spots when I was driving through Serbia, and they're like, there are no Americans that have been here. Or like it says like no Coca-Cola, fuck Clinton on their menus and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like
what do you
they're-
have? Fuck Coca-Cola.
It is, yeah. And then, you know,
Pepsi?
we all laugh about it. They have such a great humor, though. And I found in when I went to Austria, I got along more with Eastern Europeans because we both kind of grew up in a harder spot. And then I realized America's more third world than we think.
In what way?
In how much we hustle, how much we work. How dangerous it is just going outside.
Gotcha.
You know, like they're used to that too, like being on your toes, where Austrians are like, la, 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 you know.
There's no crime.
Frolic around. Yeah. I seemed so hard to Austrians, where with the Eastern Europeans, like, yeah, we stab people too in parking lot. Don't worry, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny, you know. So there's a camaraderie there.
So the Eastern Bloc kind of like maybe a poor part of America, if you pick like maybe like a very middle to low class
and
part of
they're
America.
not even, I mean, maybe the infrastructure looks poor, but they're more working smart. And I'm going to call them out on that. So, for example, like they will earn a lot of money, but it's under the table. They don't mess with the government. They all know the government's corrupt. And so they manage this lifestyle where they're barely working and they're earning, but they'll go to Europe and earn too at different parts. They have something to what they're doing, but I don't know. It's funny because in Eastern Europe, like my friend's parents, they're all worried about them visiting in America, and then my American family are worried about me visiting in Serbia. And
you
it's
like
kind
I'm
of funny
probably well
that
Serbia
both countries are worried that we're gonna get
something's
robbed,
gonna
but that
happen.
can happen anywhere. I
Yeah.
guess.
I still would think that, well, I guess because you're American, and this is probably just me being arrogant and American, I would think that we'd still be safer. We just see it coming. I just feel like
We
the
can read a
criminals
room.
I just feel like I'd see you trying to put me together.
I can't even tell you, though, even in Vienna, like a car will come by real slow. I'm like, whoa. Like, what's going on? Who is he looking at? Like, I'm going to get to a corner. It's really funny how we have these
Automatically, you do things.
Or another thing we do is if someone shocks us in public, we'll go, fuck you. It's like this cultural thing that does not exist in Austria, and I have to calm myself down.
So what happens when you do that?
Because
What's
I
the
will
reaction
snap out. No,
around
they're
people?
shocked. They're not ready for that American crazy. How we go 0 to 100 like that. They think they can just yell and all of that, and then we get police and they write you a paper. Like, they fight over recycling. And then so when someone comes at me with that energy, I'll immediately. And so I was just like riding a scooter, and this like, it was like, "Was ist los mit dir? Like, what's wrong with you? You're in the way." And I'm like, fuck you. And then I was like, oh my God, that came out of nowhere. I had to like calm myself.
Are they shocked?
I'm like,
taken
damn, my
aback,
American
like,
came out real quick.
Are they taken aback? Like
Oh.
kind of like, are they like, my bad?
No,
Or are
they're
kinda like,
shocked. And then maybe they'll call the police or something. But they're
shocked in that way.
Yeah. They're just shocked, and they're not used to just getting in altercations. They always have somebody else kind of involved, it feels. But again, maybe I'm being a little... Because it's nice that they're such a safe country, and I shouldn't shit on them for being just a safe, happy...
Because that's that American perspective.
Yeah.
Fuck you in your safe country.
Yeah, isn't that
like,
silly?
they all safe and shitheads and squares. No crime and shit.
Your health care. All safe.
Yeah. That's I was kind of getting an attitude with them at first, like, fuck those people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, they're not
just
used to that energy.
Don't you want that? Yeah, for
They're
people.
just not used to that energy.
Exactly.
So obviously it's not too many black people there. Have you seen any?
Yeah, we have, but they're from like Ghana and stuff like that.
Oh,
I have
so
a friend
they
from Ghana,
I don't want to say they
and
don't count.
but
I mean, not like, you know what I mean. No, listen.
You know-
Hey, listen. Not, you get it. Go ahead.
they're honestly, I remember when I first moved there, because Arizona, we're a pretty big mixed bag all around, you know? And I just remember being like, holy shit, why are there so many white people? Like, there's nothing. I remember feeling that when I was there. But then there's still, I don't know, because then again, like Eastern Europe, they have a hard time there. Like, they fight with each other, with all their different other countries. So it's interesting. And Austrians fight with Germans. And so
I
I
thought
guess
they were
as it's
kinda like
nationalist,
sort of-
you would think, and they are, because they speak the same language, but a different dialect.
Really?
And then but Austrians have a problem. Germans kind of feel like they're not aware that Austrians don't like them.
Oh, they
It feels
just kind
like
of
that.
ignored. Like, we had no clue.
You know what it feels like is like the Queen is English in Britain,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have American English, and it's better. more people speak it. Sorry, right? We say water, not wa. More people say it our way.
Yes.
Just saying.
That's true.
You know, and
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
it's like that there. So how we have that difference between British English and American English, they have with the Austrian dialect and the German dialect.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so it's different German. And then so Austrians.
Whole
kinda
bunch of
separate.
blondes mad at each other.
Yeah. And then Eastern Europe too, they were fighting, killing each other. Serbia and Croatia, they speak the same language, everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you some questions about your crazy a little bit.
About my crazy.
Yeah, not crazy.
lot of
Listen, I shouldn't say that because Miles has some
Let's hear
cutting edge ideas of.
Cutting edge ideas. Leading edge.
I'm trying to. So you're a big conspiracy person. I'm not sure what the term is.
Like I said, I believe people
yeah.
conspire together.
Okay.
I do.
Yes. So,
I do.
what is, in your opinion? I want you to really think about this. In the space program aside, other than that, what's the biggest conspiracy you think no one's talking about? Like something like, I can't believe no one's fucking saying.
It's a good
anything
one,
about
and
this.
I don't know if it's conspiracy theory, but it's a true one. It's the law of attraction.
All right, break that down.
And they use it in all of these secret societies pretty much, but that's what you can kind of break it down to. And it's that your thoughts and your emotions create your reality. Your thoughts and your emotions create your reality.
Okay.
You also don't hear negatives, right? And so NLP, like neuro-linguistic programmers and stuff, will focus in on this. So like if I say, don't think of the color red, don't think of red, red is going to come on your mind. Or if I don't think of a big dick in your mouth, you're going to think of it. So you want to think of what you want to think of what you do want. I want some titties in my face.
Yes.
You want to go that way.
Okay.
And so, for example, you would never tell yourself, don't give up. You would say, keep going, right? Mm-hmm. And then, so your emotions also determine which type of thoughts you have. And so if we're like a radio, and the emotions are different stations. If you're on pissed off station, the thoughts you get are going to be the pissed off thoughts, right?
That's what your antenna, that's the frequency it'll
that
tune
you're
into.
on. Exactly.
Okay.
And you can change your frequency with deciding to pick on thoughts that raise your frequency. So for example, I have like a chant in my head. It's like water, flowers, dick, dogs. Not in that order. But it is, because water, gorgeous, right? Flowers, orchids, love that shit. These are things that make me happy. Dick, love a good man, right? And then dogs, like cute little dog. And then I will chant that to myself or think of new topics. And you could be like hyping yourself up before you go on stage. Just water, flowers, dick, dogs, water, flowers, dick, dogs. Hype yourself up and it will actually change the frequency from nervous to laughing. And then you'll get then those thoughts, those songs from that frequency. And people think like unconditional love, like this word, for example, means that somebody could do anything to you and you have to love them. No, it means that under any condition, you still find love. That's unconditional love. Regardless of what you see, you can do that internal dial and find that laughter and stuff. And then that's kind of what I feel people are forgetting, is that your thoughts do matter. What you're thinking and what you're consuming consumes you. And you can pick and just change your whole reality by deliberately deciding what to think and deliberately checking in with yourself, how do I feel? And then you don't make any conclusion when you're on the pissed off cunt station. If I'm on the cunt station, I notice, right? You're like, so-and-so's a dick, blah, 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 blah. Then you just don't make any conclusion until you know you're on the better station. Just like if you get in a fight with somebody and all of a sudden you're in the shower and you're like calming down, you're like, oh, I could have said this and that. It's because you changed your frequency, because now you have. So for me, that I know that's maybe not the juicy one you wanted, but it's a big one that changed my life.
That's deep. So really, without getting too deep, so thoughts and emotions are kind of like vibration. It's something tangible. It's more than just, I'm lost for words, but it's more than just a thought, or it's something tangible, something that you can use to change
meld
things.
your physical reality. Is that internal reality first, rather than being dependent on something physical happening to you and then being happy. You deciding to be happy on your own, thinking about dogs and dick, not together, please. But, you know, something fun.
Your boyfriend's so lucky. Can I be honest?
Aw, thanks.
Because the dick thing just always in there. No, I'm just saying if we being.
I know how to market myself.
Yeah.
You just drop
He's
in those
alright.
little subliminals.
And you say
I don't
he's
know why this
Serbian,
girl is
right?
so funny.
He's Serbian?
He's Serbian, correct. Yes.
All right. If you can tell this story, I got
Please.
tell us what you can. Tell us what you can. Listen. So when you first get with not the first night, but like, you know, when y'all first get serious or whatever, does he cry because you're an American woman? I mean, what is his, like when he finally gets you, what is this
Serbians
like
don't cry. No kidding.
in front of you? He went in the car and cried.
We
Yeah, I know
all
he
cry.
did. So what was it like for him, do you think?
Oh, I'm sure he's pumped. I mean, honestly, I
Is
know.
that something he would
I'm
go home like, I
so
got an American?
And big time, because it is kind of cool. Some people get pissed off about it, though. Of course.
Really?
Oh yeah, because you know we blew up their fucking country in the '90s.
They still
And then so
on
there's,
that?
but mostly
on
they're
that old
not.
shit.
But yeah. And so you know, I think he does. He likes it because, you know, big blue boobs, blonde, and all of this. I'm sure he's like, this is fucking great. You're
Who
like
couldn't?
one of those, yeah. And that's what the Austrian men too, and all these other guys. They were very, just because it's the same here. One of them come over here and they have some accent, and you're
We
like,
all
wow,
crazy.
look at. He's like, oh, can I have a glass of water? And they're like, oh my God, James is so hot, and James is not hot at all.
Yeah,
Right.
He just has a fucking
James
accent.
looks like, you know, a Down syndrome toad or something.
Yeah.
And everyone's like acting like he's great because he has an accent. I kind of have that effect over there. Because I'm from here. You know, I'm a good looking woman, of course, but we got some baddies out in Arizona. But over there it is. It's really.
What are the women looking like over there? It seems like they wouldn't be, you know.
My brothers say that they're classy. You know, like they're
What is
more.
that? What does that mean?
I guess they're not. Eastern Europeans and American girls fit a bit more than like Austrian girls and American girls when it comes to like dressing and the words and things that we discuss.
Do they cover up more? Are they more?
No, it's opposite actually.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's called they're complete. I can traumatize you with some stories now. You go to any spa with my ex-husband. We went to with his family and the neighbors and a guy that owns some of it. They're like, yeah, Sam, let's go skiing. And I went ski falling. It was awful. They're like, don't worry, there's a big spa. I go in there, everyone's naked. It is
Hold on.
hot
What you
dog,
mean
white
naked?
versatile soup. And it's my father-in-law, the dude down the block, the 8-year-old kid, everyone's butt naked. And I am not getting naked in here.
What are they doing?
And went into my room and just cried.
That shit legal over there?
Yeah, they're all up. It's like freedom cult for like the freedom of your body or whatever, which is
rape
big.
here.
You can go to the lakes too. You're gonna see titties.
Hold on. So it's children?
Oh, everybody's naked.
Come on, guys.
Everyone's
I'm
naked.
sorry. I'm
Balls
sorry.
out, Girl Scout.
That's crazy.
I've seen a lot of swinging schwans out there. It's incredible. I was never ready. I did it once though, so I never went. But then before I came back here, I had 6 girlfriends, and there's like safety in numbers. And then I finally went naked.
What is? That's
it.
got to be
I did it.
a funny
And-
smelling room, though,
And
right? 'Cause
God
it's hot.
helped. No, they prepare with
Oh,
like
they prepare?
aromatherapies and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And they say it's more hygienic to be naked. I don't know. It was interesting. But yeah, if you want to see some, you know, flapping tits and swinging schlongs, go to any spa in Austria.
Well, I don't want that in my
Or the
mind.
lake.
You said that's what. Listen.
But it's like the nipple. Talk about that. That's
Yeah.
free over there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. In the shampoo commercials, they're there. You'll see a nip. They are so Do you know how stupid they think we are? Because we go to strip clubs. They think we are ridiculous. This is a true interaction. So I'm playing. So I also coach an Austrian team, and then we play against the American military. in Austria. ESSL, check it out sometime. And European softball, whatever. And the Americans, you know, I'm down, I guess you could say. They're like, yo, Sam, where are the titties at? We want to see some Austrian titties. Where are they at? And I'm like, I don't think they do that here. I'm like, guys, and I asked with my teammates, I'm like, do you guys know where the titty bars? They're like, titty bars? We have Poof down street. You could fuck her. Same price. Why do you go to titty bar? You spend money on titties. They're like, what? You go to Lake, see titties. You go Google, see titties. Why? They're blown away. They're like, here's the Poof. You know, and the Poof is a brothel. Because that's legal out there.
They like cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Why
like,
would you go spend all of the money teasing yourself? Just go straight
for a
to
couple
the
of nipples and a little shaky poos. No way.
That's
from
fair.
Candy.
Can I be honest? They got
Sprinkle.
that down. Can I be honest?
They
I like
do.
that thinking over there.
They're like, are you out of your mind?
It makes sense.
You guys dropped this money for titties? They're not okay with it. And then it does wonders, though. I realized for my body's positivity. Because although maybe I wasn't comfortable being naked, all these other girls not giving a shit. Because, you know, men, come on. You guys don't give a crap. You guys will have sex with your sofas. You know? Yeah. You guys don't, I mean, come on. We care way too much about this in America. And I got to see how sick it is when I saw how free my friends were. And even small things, like in high school, we never showered with each other. There's no way. Did you?
Yeah, no. Fuck
no, right? Over there, they're naked around all the time. And I know when you take away that, because then it becomes you're a human rather than a sexual thing. And I have to say, it did wonders for reprogramming my body confidence, I guess. Yeah.
So they take the shame away from being naked and take
by shaming you for having shame. Like they will double down on you. They're like, oh, you scared? Did we see nipple? You, Sam, with the precious naked body, won't come with the girl weekend. Sam's so scared.
Oh, did you?
Oh, and you're like, what the fuck? I can beat all of you girls. Like, shit, I'm from Phoenix. Don't be, like, you know, like, are you kidding?
That is.
And then I was finally like, ooh, I could do it. I could do it. And I just like hid around my friends. And then, like, God came down and helped me. And we were in the pool and took out my contacts. My contacts were gone, and I thank God, because then I couldn't see anybody.
So it was less for
and
you.
Oh, it helped so much. I can't tell you. My heart must have been through the roof. And it was the most unrelaxing spa thing, but I did it. I did it, guys.
Wow.
Get ready.
Except for all the guys, you kind of wish you was there. But, I mean.
I'm not kidding. Listen, Russ. We were in the sauna, and I'm with my pack of girls, and then you sit on the sauna, and then you can't have any bathing suit in. So everyone's just flapping around. Okay. And this guy, like your age, it just comes up and does and sits on this one like this.
You lying.
Right next.
God.
Right next to us. And I'm like, holy
Where was
shit.
security?
It was by my ear. I had an uncircumcised anteater right next to my earlobe, like a fucking earring. There was no security. He was allowed. He was entitled. I was the weird one.
No one.
I was supposed to be okay with that, I guess. I don't know. I moved.
So your boyfriend wanted, hey, dude, can you get your dick away from my girl ear? Or?
Listen, the Eastern Europeans, they don't play that either. They cover it. They don't go naked. That was also a culture shock for them.
So they more American.
Yes.
Like in that thinking, I'm just saying in that
exactly.
realm
The chicks are, you know, they have they do. They're way more like, they're not going to do that either, for sure.
Wow.
I think once I had a couple friends, but it was a big deal, and you have to work yourself up to it. Imagine, with your colleagues, with your girlfriend's family and everybody, and then some dudes you work with, and some old guy down the street, and they're all naked together after, like, you know, a lunch. How do you feel about that? You got to work yourself up, right? It's not something you just say yes to.
Yeah, no. No. No.
Could you see yourself after some years? I had 10 years there before I buckled down and did it.
I just think it's.
I could get you to do it in a week.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But I don't know if I want to. It's just a whole bunch of the whole Captain Morgan thing and just guys. I think that would.
I'm sweating thinking about this.
Taking me back, like y'all too comfortable, but I get it. The society, he's like, no, it's not that we're too comfortable. You're too uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're too sick being not being human. Like we're
yes,
humans.
like you're a human, so your body is so special. No one can. I get it.
And then too the healthcare, because it is socialism, and so you got it, but they kind of herd you like cattle. I mean, I guess we kind of do that here, but. For example, you'd be in a room with everybody, and you got to take off your shirt. You got to do this. You got to do that. So
it's like getting checked into jail.
And so, like, but like with
no
like security. It's like the weirdest. It's like getting checked in at some weird lunch line that they do your pulse and stuff like that there.
Then they just run you through.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And then so you go through, you get observed, you go to this other place, they, fix your bone, you go to the other place, they put the cast on, and then you're with these people, and you kind of go in this assembly line through the hospital. And then so if you're because they wanted to do a scan, and I'm like, I'm not showing you guys my boobs. Like, what the heck? I had to make a big deal about it. And then I was like inconveniencing everybody because of my precious boobs. Like, that's how they make you feel. But
wow.
Yeah.
So there's no body shame in there.
No.
At all.
No. I mean, they are more fit than we are. I have to say.
Is it just because of the diet, or do they
the lifestyle? They get like a month off a year. First off, standard vacation, and it's nice out. They're always walking. It's a big part of their culture. You can walk distances. Here, you can't walk. You're going to pass out on Bell. You're not going to make it to your destination if you try to walk here. And then so everyone's moving and shaking and have all of this time to do things. Mm-hmm. I think it's because they're almost like, it's so secure, it could get boring almost sometimes because things are so...
I think at this point in my life, no, it wouldn't get boring to me. I've done enough of the chaos for so long. I could go for just the quiet.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm looking for. Now I want that peace back. I'm looking forward to just like that peace. And it is safe for a woman to go out. And I never had that before.
So you said you move in there permanently, right?
Yeah,
You'll still
I
visit,
live there technically still.
Okay.
And then I just came back for 6 months.
So is it like dual citizenship, or?
I have a permanent residency in Austria. Okay. Eventually I could get dual citizenship if I wanted. I think America and them have it. I have to just make sure I offer like a specific service. Mm-hmm. But I'm a permanent resident there and then a citizen here. And so I'm entitled to both places.
Okay. So if somebody pull up in Austria after August 5th when you leave, where can they find you? Is it things that you do over there and your social media? Let us know where you can keep in touch with her and follow her. Like, this is... I've never met another comic like this. So I definitely want to follow you and just see what's going on. So where can they find you?
Yeah, and I would also too, I would hope one day to do fundraising or whatever. I want to have the comics from here. We have so much talent eventually come out there.
That would be
And so
dope,
that's
man.
kind of my plan, is to get like this foundation there. But you feel free to follow me. Mm-hmm. I'm at Samammoth _ for Instagram, and then my name is Samantha Lackner, and or Samantha Lackner Comic on Facebook. Just Samantha Lackner. It should pull me up now. I think I'm upper. Yeah. There's some other Samantha Lackner that plays soccer, messing with my algorithm.
Yes, middle age. Yeah, so I was like, that's not
me. Yeah, no, get out of there. I'm the new Samantha Lackner now. You hear me? Samantha Lackner. Yeah, that's where you can find me at. Mammoth Comedy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Man.
And also, so is the Bullshooters going to continue?
Yes.
Because I want to definitely, for who's ever doing that, I want to shout them out too and give them some support.
Yes, please.
So tell them about Bullshooters.
So we've been doing this open mic at Bullshooters, which is on 35th in Peoria in Phoenix, and it's every Tuesday. And we have spots too. If you have a show to organize before, if you get at me, Chris Herb, not now because I'm leaving. So Chris Herb or Joey Capuana, which Herb is Herbs and Spices. That's him on Instagram, and Joey Capuana is Joey Capuana on Instagram. And if you just write us or them, they will put you on the list for the open mic. And then if you ever have 10 minutes, we'll give you that spot, like if you have a show coming up. Mm-hmm. And then like what Chris Banks said is like normally open mics just happen to people. Yeah. There it's so nice because it's in the back right corner in a party room. Yes. And it's every Tuesday at Bullshooters. Yeah, so every come on Tuesday. Down.
So if you're in Phoenix, definitely pull up and show some love for sure. It has been an absolute pleasure to interview, and I'm glad that I got to meet you too and work with you. I'm so super excited for your future. I really think It's phenomenal what you're doing. I wish you all the best.
Oh, likewise, man.
And I'm sure you'll blow up over there. I mean, you're beautiful, you're talented. So the sky's the limit. So
I
don't
hope you
forget
guys
about
should,
us. Yeah,
you
don't
should
forget
think about coming out there
I was
too.
working that in.
Yeah, well, I'm laying it out. I would love to have you. I had Arizona Lou out there too.
Mm-hmm.
I could get you guys, you know, a nice facility to nice venues and stuff like
For
that.
sure, we would love to come out and show some love. So yeah, Paul Ham in Austria, the HTA team in Austria for sure. Yeah, this would be great for Miles if we go to. Great. Just being honest.
Oh, I'm pumped.
Great.
All right, you guys gotta get
so
out
listen, we love y'all, man. Don't forget to get at her on behalf of myself, my man Miles, my man Jake James, and Samantha Lackner. We love y'all, man. This is another one in the can. It's the Russ Parham Show. Peace.
Bye, guys.